Hey everybody, it's Matt with Max Video, and today we are doing a double header. I know I haven't done one in a while, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I've finished both the anime and the manga a long time ago, so I figured, hey, let's do this thing. Today we are doing a double header on Rosario+Vampire. Now, Rosario+Vampire is a harem style anime. It revolves around the main character Skune, and he is a human that is, through a series of events, ends up at a monster high school. What it was, he failed his entrance exams to get into any other high school, because in Japan, that's how you get into high school. You have to take exams, and that gets you into high school. If you don't pass them, you have to redo your last year of junior high, and then retake the test. So he fails all of his other tests, but his father finds a flyer pamphlet thing that says he can go to um, this academy for monsters. So off he goes to this place. I can't remember the name of the academy to save my life. Give me half a second, maybe I will. I'll keep talking while I'm looking for this. But while Skune is here, he doesn't know what he's getting into when he gets there. So essentially, he gets there and immediately he gets ran over by a bicycle and a girl that's driving the bicycle. It's not just a bicycle that's on its own, although that wouldn't be really out of the ordinary for this. But essentially, the girl on it is Mocha. She is a vampire, and you get to know that, like, 3 seconds later, cause she ends up sucking his blood, and it's all cutesy and weird and sexual. That's essentially what this anime is, just one big sexual innuendo. But, so, he... Well, even the Wikia doesn't give me the name. We're just going to go with Monster Academy. Let's go with that. I'm sure it'll come to me eventually. So, I think it's Kuo Academy. I could be wrong. Probably am. Anyway, so he gets there and meets Mocha. He kind of thinks she's just kidding around about the whole vampire thing, like it's just some weird fetish or quirk or something. But eventually he figures out this is actually a school for monsters. And then a bunch of circumstances happen. He meets a bunch of other female monsters. Like I said, it's a harem anime, so that kind of is the point. He meets Yukari, who's a witch, Mizore, who is a snow woman or an ice woman, depends on what medium you go through, as to what they actually call her, or a snow fairy. Yeah, let's say it's a snow woman in the anime and a snow fairy in the manga. But this is a double header, so that's why I'm doing this. But Kuramu, who is a succubus, and later on you meet Mocha's sister Kokoa, who is another vampire. And essentially you have all these women fighting over Skune, except Kokoa. She never feels that way towards him. She sees him more as an enemy than anything else. The whole plot, though, is Skune is hiding the fact that he's human. If anybody figures out he's human, he's instantly killed. That's the rule of the academy. No human is allowed there. So he has to hide the fact that he's human, even from his friends. And luckily, he has a rule of the academy that works in his favor of you're not supposed to reveal your monster form to anybody ever. So, as far as anybody is concerned, he is just following that rule very well. He doesn't show his monster form to anybody. So they think nothing of it. A lot of people notice that he smells like a human, and Mocha says his blood tastes like a human's. But nobody really questions it too heavily, so it works out for him, really. The main differences between the anime and the manga happen later on, to where the manga gets a whole different plot towards the end. They're facing a organization called Fairy Tail, and no, it's not like the anime Fairy Tail. No, I just did that review, but No, there's no connection. This one's actually spelled fairy tale, as in a tale, not a animal tale, but a tale isn't a story. So they're facing this, and it's a human organization that's it's human demon thing, monster conglomeration. I don't know. They're just trying to take over the world. And it's led up by Mocha's stepmother, who is jealous of Mocha because her own daughters aren't as pretty or powerful or anything. And by the way, this is an important point that I probably should have made a lot earlier, but Mocha has two personalities, and she has her inner self and her outer self. The outer self was created when one of the three Dark Lords, which is Dracula, well, like a descendant of Dracula, um, the head of the Academy, and I guess a warlock of some sort. It's kind of weird of what they call them in the manga, but they're the three Dark Lords. But anyway, the Dark Lords created a Rosario, which is a rosary, which is where the name of the anime comes from. And the rosary seals her inner self, which is this powerful, powerful vampire. It seals it away because she had to live in the human world for a good amount of time. So it seals her inner self away and produced and created the outer form of Mocha, which is the form that everybody knows, except for when the Rosario is removed, which only Skune can do. He's the only one that can remove the rosary from her neck. She can't even do it, which I guess is a failsafe to, keep the evil thing away. But, so, anyway, back to what I was saying. So that's the end of the manga, is them fighting Fairy Tail. The end of the anime, on the other hand, is them fighting Mocha's father, because Mocha's father in the anime wants Skune dead, because he doesn't see Skune as worthy to have his daughter's affection. So, Skune fights him, and at this point in the anime, Skune has received enough vampire blood from having to be healed by Mocha's blood so many times that he's turned into this half-human, half-monster hybrid called a ghoul. Now, a ghoul normally is this mindless zombie of a creature that has no care in the world except for killing and drinking blood. But the headmaster of the academy gives him a spirit lock, which wraps around his arm. It's all stylish and whatnot. Can't have any jewelry or accessories in anime without looking cool. So he gets the spirit lock, and it locks the ghoul away. He can still tap into it when needed, but every time he does, it slowly breaks the lock and slowly gets to the point where it's about to kill him. But he uses that and fights Mocha's father, still gets his butt kicked, but that's beside the point. But he does enough to where Mocha's father accepts him, and they're able to live a happy life. In the anime, it's not... You don't get a lot of backstory with the characters in the anime. By far, the manga is leagues better than the anime. Because in the manga, you get backstories on all the girls, why they love him the way they love him, all this stuff. Like, Mizore, Snow Fairy, has a very limited amount of time that they can have children, and they have to choose a special somebody to mate with, or whatever you want to call it, and have their snow babies with. So, and she is convinced that Skune is the one, and she has eyes for nobody else. So that's why she loves him. Kurumu, succubi are kind of rarer in the monster world, and the reason why is they have their special one, just like Mizure, but literally they have their special one. If they don't get them, they die. And being a succubus, she could just instantly make Skune fall in love with her and have her way with him, but she's choosing to make him fall in love with her naturally. So, good on her, I guess. Yukari doesn't so much love Tsukune as she loves Tsukune and Mocha together. I mean, the introduction episode with Yukari, she falls in love with Mocha and wants to be her girlfriend. It's weird. I guess they have to go with every type of fan service. I don't know, but so that's how that goes. Overall, the manga is fantastic. It's well written. It gives you a lot of backstory. It dives into side stories that actually matter. It does a lot of character building. It really builds the environment that it's going for. The illustrations are beautiful. Mangas are black and white, but they make it seem so colorful in your mind that it doesn't matter. The artist who did the illustrations was fantastic. That being said, though, while the manga is a lot better than the anime has its good points. I mean, I watched the anime first and I loved it. I thought this was a good anime, and it wasn't until I read the manga like, oh, they kind of screwed up on this. But still, it's a good anime. It isn't breaking any barriers or anything in the genre it's in. It's still a harem anime, but it's still very nice. The opening themes and ending themes are a lot of fun. Discotheque, which is the opening for season 2, or Rosario+Vampire Kapu 2, is fantastic. It's so catchy and colorful and makes you want to dance. And the art and the animation style is very fun and bubbly, and the music that goes along with it is just weirdly catchy. Like the background music throughout the episode is just this fun little cartoony, fun-loving music, so it matches the style of what the story was portrayed in the anime. So overall, you can't compare the two really, because the manga's going to win flat out anyway. So you kind of have to treat them as two different entities in themselves. If you do that, the anime is perfectly fine. I mean, it's a fun story regardless. They kind of did their own thing there at the end, and I guess they thought it was a good idea to stray away from the manga, but that very rarely works out. Overall, give it a shot. Manga, I highly recommend. I bought the box set and came with all of the mangas in one big old box. So, it's a good read. So that's all for me. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this one. I guess a big celebration is in order. We've got to 10 subscribers. Woo! But, so thanks guys for that. I mean, it's a milestone for me. I mean, it's double digits now. We're getting there. So that's all for me, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. See y'all in the next one.